Okay, I've spent like the last 5 minutes trying to clear my throat because, last week I had like the little kind of cranky tonsils, but I felt fine. Well, after that I stopped feeling fine. I had a full-blown cold and I'm still having phlegm issues. But mostly I feel better. I'm feeling a lot better. I have been spending the last few days, you see the cloth is gone here, you have them here, and pushing, because I haven't organized stuff yet. Not all my BJDs, but my BJDs are still up on the higher level. Where you going, Chip? And, Chip. So I haven't rearranged this table here now that I have it free of the cloth. Because I did go through my cloth and I got just about everything into the dresser. I have filled an entire tub of stuff. I've already I mailed some more doll packages today, including some cloth going away to a couple different people. So I have cloth to distribute, and I will figure out what to do with that. And so I sewed this dress, but I really didn't do anything besides sort the cloth. And I have tried to organize this cloth before, but it's like I would like go through it in big chunks. When I did this cloth organizing and when I did the cloth organizing in my closet, the goal was to get my hand on every single piece and actually evaluate it. So that's why it took a while. There was a lot to go through and a lot to get rid of and a lot to keep. So, but the stuff I sent out last week got to the destinations, including the clothes for Nada that I sewed for the trade, and she liked them, which means that the 3 dolls I got from her, I felt like they're free, they're mine, I could play with them now. So I messed around with them a little bit, and now I will show them to you. I decided to go in alphabetical order by doll company, because why not? So the first is an Ashton Drake Delilah Noir. This was dark and defiant Delilah. Originally she had, this is still her stock face paint, but she originally had pink eyes and a pink and black wig, which I did get the wig and the eyes with the doll, no clothes. Well, the clothes she was wearing were Teen Trends clothes, which nicely made and fit nice, and matched the pink and black wig. But the wig, gonna be a lot of edits for coughing probably this week. The wig was nice, but it needed some styling, which I didn't want to do. This wig was on another one of the dolls I got, but I think it actually looked a little better on her. And she did have her original pink eyes and some cat eyes, and I went through my eyes and I found these yellow eyes, which are okay for now, but I have seen pictures of this doll with a new face up, and she looks amazing. So she's fine in her stock makeup, but eventually I don't know if I'm going to repaint her because I'm still not confident in my ability to give ball jointed dolls. And she's vinyl, but she is a ball jointed. Well, she's a combination of hinge and pin and ball jointed stringing, but she's roughly a ball jointed doll. Anyway, I'm really not confident in my ability to get the aesthetic right. And I know you make dolls look how you want, but there's just a certain look that looks better on these than it does on like Barbies, and I'm better with the Barbie look, so I might try painting her, and I might try finding somebody else to paint her for me. Anyway, more coughing. So she's wearing clothes that I made actually for this size. This is regular MSD sized, which is just a little bit bigger than the 45. The 45 centimeter dolls are a little bit bigger. These are more Tonner height. Like if you line up their heels, I know this doll's wearing ridiculous shoes. You see, she's just a little shorter. But they're Tonner height, but they're a little more dimensional around, closer to MSD size. So I was able to get some of her clothes onto her. I think they fit pretty well. So, shoes, huge problem. All 3 of these dolls have about the same size feet, and I have 2 pairs of shoes that kind of work. So, I have been looking for my shoe options. I know I could get shoes for like Tonner American model size, the big 22-inch dolls. And there are a lot of shoes on eBay for that, but they're all like super glam high heels. And what I really want are like the shoes that Mimi Woo sells that are stompy boots or like just canvas Converse types. And Mimi Woo does not have any of those in this size. At least not right now. I think Mimi Woo, I think the stock changes a lot. But right now I can't just order a whole pile of shoes for these dolls, so I'm still looking. So I boiled this pair of shoesies and got them onto her. Kind of. You see, they don't really fit. The heels hang off the back. But from the front, they work. They kind of go with what she's wearing. And so that's Ashton Drake Delilah Noir. And next is a Gaudreau mirror, who's the Coco version of the Gaudreau doll called Secret. That's this one. Again, she's wearing skirt and slip that I made for the MSD size doll. This is the sweater that came with the toner, that flow scent. But you can see, you know, not toner. Toner sized Fashion Royalty FR16. You see, they are about the same height, but their dimensions are completely different. This is a very, it's a wisp of a doll, a very thin doll, and then these are a little more robust. You see, there's no way, really, that stuff that she wears is probably going to be shareable with this, especially shoes. These are shoes that were made for Hujo dolls, and I got them because they fit female action figures. So, but they are just so much smaller feet than they have, so that's why it's a little hard to find shoes for these dolls. But it's a challenge that I'm up for. And I'm not really feeling like spending money right now, so that's fine that I can't find shoes to buy because I don't want to send anything in. Anyway, Gaudreau mirror, same sculpt as Secret in the cocoa skin tone. I got these dolls in the trade. She was wearing this wig. And I think her original eyes, which what I've noticed with Gaudreau dolls, initially I did not like any Gaudreau dolls. They're American vinyl BJDs, but they're also a combination of hinges and pins as well as strung elastic joints. But did I finish the sentence I was saying before? This is the sweater from that FR16. And it does fit, but it was a little scary to get on the body. I think I heard something pop because I was too stubborn to take the wig off and pull it over her head, which probably would have gone on better. Anyway, vinyl BJD. The Gaudreaus have a very distinct, very American look. But when I have seen pictures of this doll with a new face up, and she does look nice. And the big thing about Gaudreaus is, if you ask me, the stock eyes they all come with, the pupils are too big. So just for a laugh, actually, I put in these eyes that Queen of Squids made with really small pupils. And turned out, I mean, they're not in straight because I just put them in quickly just to see how they looked. But I actually like the much smaller iris size on this doll. So, and she will get a different face up eventually. And I know, like I said, if you look online if you look for Gaudreau mirror repaint or face up, you won't find anything, even though this doll's I believe technically a mirror. But if you look for Gaudreau Secret in Coco, you can find a few pictures, and she just looks much softer and much friendlier with the new face ups by people who know what they're doing. And they said this wig was originally on. This wig was on her, and I like this wig better on her, and so I went through my wigs. I need to order wigs too when I'm in the money spending mood. But this was a wig that I got a few years ago. I bought some porcelain dolls from super cheap at the thrift store just to steal the wigs. And this is one of those wigs, so. And the shoes are Laura Fina shoes that I believe Eric McNeil sent. And they are actually kind of big, I believe, for the feet. But, like I said, this is apparently a very odd shoe size. And I do know that, I think Minifee feet are about the size as our Nare, which if you look up much about Delilah Noir, people will accuse her of being a Nare copy, but I've looked at the comparison pictures. She was obviously inspired by Nare, but her face is not as delicate as Nare, so. But apparently the feet are about the same size. The problem, as I've discovered on eBay, is when you actually look for Minifee shoes, just the word Minifee adds about $15 to the price, so I will probably eventually be okay with that, but it's a little surprising now, especially since, like I said, I want the $8 Mimi Woo shoes to actually fit these. But I know wishing won't make it happen, so I will keep looking. So those are the two dolls who got the shoes, and then the other doll, who's still barefoot for a while, alphabetically by doll maker, is a Resin Sole Wrong, which I think barefoot kind of suits this style. And this is another wig from another, I believe, porcelain doll, but this is one that Emmy Moon sent me, and there's so much stuff stuck in this hair that I just love how kind of trashed it is, but it still has the curls, but it's also kind of wild. And this is, I believe, the company Face Up, and another pair of Queen of Squid's eyes, which, I mean, of course, a doll with gray skin and ears like this is going to be a little bit of a fae kind of fairy tale character, so I felt like these fantasy eyes that Queen of Squids made worked well for her. And you know, my initial idea was, of course, I would want to give her everything all brightly colored makeup and brightly colored hair and brightly colored everything, but I actually kind of like this sort of not exactly forest elf look. I don't know what you'd call this look, but it's just made up from stuff I had, so it's my usual hodgepodge of a look. I have been slowly tightening and tightening and tightening her strings. I have a feeling I'm probably going to have to break down and just restring her completely, because she's still not the sturdiest. And she originally came to me in the trade with cat eyes and cat paws, so I don't know if I'll put the cat parts back on her or not, but I have cat parts to put on in gray matching skin tone now. So these were my big trade dolls. Resin Sole Wrong, Gaudreau Mirror or Secret in Cocoa, and Ashton Drake Delilah Noir. And I actually had a lot of fun dressing them just in the stuff that I had, shoes aside. So I haven't been out to take pictures of them yet because either I've been hacking and coughing and lacking sleep, or I've been sorting cloth. So I will get pictures of them taken eventually. I still don't know what's wrong with Instagram. I can't even put a like on things without it telling me that what's to say, something like that action, we're blocking the action for the safety of the community because some things aren't allowed. It's like, I'm just liking, I'm not doing anything untoward. So I can still post one picture at a time on Instagram, and I can read and appreciate your comments. I just can't do anything. So, yeah. But I will say, I did want to say, when I got my cloth back into the dresser, instead of being just in the big pile here, I did have fun with the big pile when it first happened, just going through and finding things, but I eventually realized that, like, all the stuff I liked was getting shuffled to the top, and the stuff that wasn't inspiring me was getting shuffled to the bottom. And so it was like becoming this stratified inspiration versus nice but not for me. So getting it back in the dresser, I think that might lead back to, because the dresser used to lead to a lot of, like, I would make stuff, like I'd pull it out, and then once I'd make something from it, I'd put it in this side, so I knew that the closer it was to the left, the more recently it had been used, so I'd look over here and put it in, and eventually that would lead to stuff like unusual combinations of prints landing next to each other that I never intended, but I'd look at it and say, oh yes, those look great together. And that wasn't really happening with the stack in the suitcase, but I'm hoping that will happen with the dresser again. So I'm happy. It was kind of not like nostalgia, but to get into, I hadn't realized how long it had been since I'd been getting into the dresser to get the doll cloth. because I was putting stuff in the way and there's residue. Like, I haven't done this for a while. So maybe that's something that only matters to me, and I'm not completely back to being fully healthy yet, and I'm still a little sleep deprived because I do wake up in the night coughing, so I might not be making any sense at all, but I've shown you the dolls, and I've gotten my organizing done, so I think I keep saying hopefully I'll be back to normal by next video, but I do hope I'll have more stuff to show you and get some customs done and little odds and ends, getting back into being the creative flow, whatever it is that you're here for next week. Thanks for watching.